Let's decode every type of SSD under 6 minutes. SATA SSD. SATA SSD came out in the late 2000s, and it was created to replace the slow, traditional hard drive. It usually comes in a 2.5-inch form factor, which looks like a small rectangular metal or plastic box, exactly like old laptop hard drives. But the technological difference inside is massive. Before this, old hard drives relied on a physical mechanical arm moving across a spinning magnetic platter just to find your files, which caused massive loading delays. SATA SSDs completely eliminated those moving parts. Instead, they used NAND flash memory, storing data instantly using electrical charges inside microchips. In terms of capacity, they typically come with 250 gigabytes up to 4 terabytes. It works by connecting to your motherboard using a SATA cable. And just in case you don't know, a SATA cable is basically a thin, flat plastic cord that acts as a data highway to let your computer read and save files. But here's the thing, because it uses the older SATA 3.0 interface, which was originally made for those spinning hard drives, its speed is completely bottlenecked. It can only reach a maximum speed of 600 megabytes per second. While this speed limit is considered slow by today's standards, it is still way faster than a hard drive. Also, because they have been around for so long, they are highly compatible with almost any older motherboard, and they are the cheapest SSDs per gigabyte you can buy today. Plus, since they don't have moving mechanical arms inside, your data is completely safe from physical shocks if you accidentally drop your laptop. mSATA SSD. mSATA SSD, which stands for Mini SATA, officially came out in 2011 as part of the SATA 3.1 revision. It was created because laptops started becoming much thinner and lighter, so the big 2.5-inch rectangular box just couldn't fit inside them anymore. Instead of a metal box, mSATA is just a bare, exposed circuit board that is around the size of a business card. You plug it directly into a specific PCI Express mini slot inside your laptop. And for storage capacity, they usually range from 128 gigabytes to 1 terabyte. But even though the physical size became much smaller, the performance remained exactly the same as the regular 2.5-inch SATA SSD. It still uses the exact same SATA interface, meaning its maximum speed is still locked at around 600 megabytes per second. Today, this form factor is completely dead and outdated, so you'll only find them in really old laptops. M2 SATA SSD. M2 SATA SSD came out a few years later, in 2013, and it is the newer form factor that looks like a small, flat stick of chewing gum. It was built to completely replace the mSATA because it is even thinner and more compact. It plugs directly flat into your motherboard, so you don't even need to use any cables to connect it. In terms of size, it usually comes with 500 gigabytes to 2 terabytes of storage, but the catch is the word SATA is still in the name. So even though it looks very modern, it still uses the exact same old technology and AHCI protocol behind the scenes. Its speed is still heavily bottlenecked at 600 megabytes per second. M2 NVMe SSD, also known as M2 Non-Volatile Memory Express, is the current gold standard for modern computers, and it completely destroys any SATA drive in terms of performance. It was introduced to the consumer market around 2015. At a glance, it looks almost exactly the same as the M2 SATA because it uses the same gumstick shape, but it usually only has one notch at the connector. To understand why it is so much faster, you have to look at the technology it replaced. The old SATA drives used a protocol called AHCI, which was originally built for old spinning hard drives. It acted like a single-lane dirt road that could only handle one queue of 32 commands at a time. But Non-Volatile Memory Express was built from the ground up strictly for flash memory. It connects directly to the CPU using PCIe lanes, turning that dirt road into a massive superhighway. Instead of one queue, NVMe manages up to 64,000 queues with 64,000 commands each. Depending on the generation, a PCIe Gen 3 SSD uses 4 lanes to reach 3,500 megabytes per second. Gen 4 can hit 7,500 megabytes per second, and the newest PCIe Gen 5 can reach insane speeds up to 14,500 megabytes per second. These drives usually come with capacities of 500 gigabytes up to 4 terabytes or even 8 terabytes. This makes them ideal for playing heavy AAA games or 4K video editing. But just a side note for you, because they run at extreme speeds, they generate a lot of heat, so it's highly recommended to put a metal heatsink on top of it. U.2 SSD. U.2 SSD is a special type of high-capacity storage that's mostly built for enterprise servers and heavy-duty workstations. Physically, it looks just like the old, thick 2.5-inch SATA SSD box, but it actually connects using PCIe lanes to run at extreme NVMe speeds. The reason they designed it like this is simple. In massive data centers, servers need to hold insane amounts of data, and tiny M.2 gum sticks are simply too fragile and don't support hot swapping. The U.2 form factor allows IT workers to easily slide massive storage drives in and out of the server racks without ever turning off the system. And because of their thick size, they can hold a massive amount of storage, usually going all the way up to 30 or even 60 terabytes for a single drive. You will basically never see this inside a regular gaming PC, but they are incredibly important for cloud data centers. PCIe AIC SSD, or add-in card SSD, is a data storage device that you plug directly into the large PCIe slots on your motherboard, just like how you plug in a dedicated graphics card. Before M.2 slots became the standard, this was the primary way people could get extreme NVMe speeds. Because it has a massive circuit board, companies can attach huge metal heat sinks directly to the drive, allowing it to run at absolute maximum speeds without ever overheating. Today, regular everyday users don't really buy them because standard M.2 slots are everywhere on modern motherboards. But high-end professionals still use them when they run out of M.2 slots, but still need ultra-fast storage to edit heavy video files. Oh yeah, I have also made a video on every VRAM size explained too, so don't forget to watch that later, okay?